Pakistan's national debt is a topic that can sound confusing, but let's break it down into simple terms. As of December 2024, Pakistan's total public debt stood at about 74 trillion rupees, which is equal to around 266 billion US dollars. This includes all the money borrowed by the government, whether from within Pakistan or from abroad, to pay for things like running the country, building infrastructure, or covering budget gaps. The debt is managed closely by the Ministry of Finance and the Debt Management Office to ensure it remains sustainable and under control, even as the economy goes through ups and downs. A closer look shows that about two-thirds, 67% of this debt is domestic debt, which means it's borrowed from within Pakistan. That can be from banks, national savings schemes, or through selling government bonds to local investors. The remaining one-third, or 33%, is external debt, money borrowed from other countries, international banks, and institutions like the World Bank or the IMF. As of December 2024, external debt is around 87 billion US dollars, while domestic debt stands at roughly 179 billion US dollars. Most of the new borrowing in the last 6 months was from domestic sources rather than foreign ones, which helps reduce risk from exchange rate changes. What's important is that Pakistan's debt has been growing, but the rate of growth has slowed. In this slower rise is thanks to some positive economic changes, like lower inflation, a smaller budget deficit, a surplus in the primary budget, and a more stable rupee. The government also managed to refinance and shift more of its debt into longer-term loans, which means it doesn't have to worry about paying everything back all at once. A big challenge is that a large chunk of the government's budget goes into paying interest on the debt, about 5.1 trillion rupees just for the last 6 months. The good news is that most of this interest is on domestic loans, and efforts have been made to reduce expensive short-term borrowing in favor of longer-term, more manageable loans. The government is also working on new borrowing options, including Sharia-compliant bonds and green sukuks, to spread out risk and attract different types of investors. So what does this all mean for ordinary people? Pakistan's debt is large, but it's being managed with a strategy that aims to keep it sustainable and affordable over time. There's no denying that paying off and managing this debt will take continued discipline, economic growth, and smart policies. But compared to the past, the trend is a little more positive. Debt is growing slower, risk is more balanced, and there are active efforts to keep the situation from getting out of hand. The goal is to keep moving toward lower debt compared to the size of the economy, so future generations don't carry a heavier burden.